everyone, welcome back to You're Welcome. I'm so excited to be here per usual. Today I wanted to talk about something that is around the topic of love and Valentine's Day. Not really what you think. Instead of talking about how to find the right man, I want to talk about signs and signals that you might be getting that you are in the wrong relationship. Now, these are some things that I wish somebody would have told me a long time ago, but instead I had to learn through experience after experience of dealing with men who were literally sucking the life out of me. And so if I can be an aid to someone who is currently in a relationship, or even give someone signs so that when they are presented with other guys that can help them to know that it's the wrong guy for them, I'd love to. I'd love to be that big sister for you. I'd love to be that little sister for you that can just aid you so that you don't waste your time and waste your energy. Because at the end of the day, our time is valuable, our energy is valuable, and I'm 35, and do I look back and have regrets? Not necessarily, because I do think that everything that you do catapults you to where you're supposed to be. But I think at the same time that if you're watching this video, then this can definitely serve as a reminder to you, a confirmation to you, or even a subliminal, subconscious training for your brain, so that when you encounter men, you know, again, what may be right for you and what may be wrong for you. And some of you may be watching this and have experienced the same things, and this just serves as an aha moment to you as well. Okay, number one that is pretty hilarious but also is like so true is that you get uglier in your relationship. My last relationship, when I say that I gained so much weight, it's not even funny. Like, I went from being 130 pounds to 160 pounds. That is not okay. And can I blame it all on the guy? No. But when you're in the wrong relationship, your cortisol levels are spiked, you're stressed out, and you really just aren't thinking properly to aid your body in working properly, if that makes sense. And I definitely think that your body keeps score, and I just was not feeling like myself. And I gained so much weight because my cortisol levels were so spiked, because he was cheating on me, he was not providing me the love and the care and the consideration that I needed. Yes, was he good to me in a lot of ways? Yes. But was he helping me to maintain myself? No. Was he encouraging me to maintain myself? No. And so I do think the right relationship, you're not going to lose yourself in. You're not going to stop working out. You're not going to stop prioritizing yourself. You're not going to stop taking care of your body. And when you are stressed out, especially when a man is not treating you right, he's being abusive to you, whether that's emotionally, physically. I hope not, child. Like, if you were being physically abused, I know I cannot tell you to walk away. And either way, with this advice, you might not be ready to walk away. But I think if you are watching this video and you are looking at these things that I'm talking about and you're like, whoa, that checks out, then maybe take a closer look. And if you have high cortisol levels like I did, there was no workout that could help me to maintain and to lose the weight that I needed. At that point, it was just too late. And I just got to the point where I wasn't even dressing like myself. I was wearing baggier clothes. I was shopping, but like buying size 10s, which I've never been a 10 in my life. And did the 10 even fit? No. But I just had this feeling of feeling so big and just like not like myself. It just really shaped the way that I treated myself, even to the point where one of my friends told me, like, we went to happy hour one day and she told me, like, India, I just feel like you have not been yourself. I just feel like you're not even dressing the same. Like, look at what you're wearing. You're wearing this baggy t-shirt and these big jeans for what? You're not even fat. And I always have had body conscious problems. Like, I really suffered from that a lot as a kid, but it didn't help to just drastically change and go from 130 to, again, 160 pounds. It just really messed with me. And again, when you're not being treated right and you're not feeling beautiful, you're not feeling confident in yourself, it can really take a damper on your self-esteem, to the point where not only are you not like feeling good about your weight, but it's not even sometimes your weight that's the problem. It's just the relationship, again, that you're in. And you will start to see it in your face too. Like, my face was puffier. I just felt ugly. Like, I didn't feel like my best self. I wasn't glowing. I just was not happy. And so really check yourself. Like, Are you having trouble losing weight, and are you in a relationship that is also not the best for you? I would really recommend going to a doctor and getting checked out and seeing what your cortisol levels are at. Or even if you're watching this video, you don't necessarily have the money to get the blood work done and all of that. This could be a signal to you that like, whoa, there is a correlation between my weight gains and this man. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be emotional abuse or cheating or anything like that. But even just the way that you're eating, like I just wasn't eating properly the way that I was before. And yes, there are such things as happy weight in relationships, but I think it's a fine line between happy weight and like a man just not being right for you. And even the happy weight, just that's something that needs to be checked as well, because sometimes we get so engrossed in somebody else. That's also an indication that yes, even though I'm in a happy relationship, I'm not focusing on myself. So that's still a problem. To me it is. And again, like it may not be to you, happy weight, but to me it is, because it's a sign that that person isn't encouraging you to maintain yourself. And I always want to feel like myself, and I always want to be myself in a relationship. I don't want to be forced to eat chicken wings, not forced, like literally forced, but like if I'm used to eating salads and healthy meals and this person eats chicken wings and McDonald's and French fries and all the things that I was not eating prior to, or at least having less, this person has me having less of a balance than I used to when it comes to treating yourself and eating healthy, then it's again not right for you. Okay, number 2 is your nervous system. Like I said, your body will keep score, but so will your nervous system. So not only were my cortisol levels spiked to the point where I was gaining weight, but I was feeling depressed, I was feeling anxious. I just was not feeling like myself whatsoever. And as an entrepreneur, it's really important that I keep my nervous system in check. And even if you're not an entrepreneur, it's still important that you keep your nervous system in check. It reflects everything in your life. It's going to like have an effect on every single thing that you do. And so for me, because my nervous system wasn't in check and I was feeling depressed, I was feeling anxious, I wasn't really focusing on myself, it was really having an effect on my money. It was having an effect on how I was like engaging with my clients, how I was lead generating to gain more clients, how I was feeling when something didn't work out in my job, how I would feel when, you know, I wasn't really like succeeding at something as much as I wanted. Okay, and number 3, I didn't have this on my list originally, but I just thought about this when I was talking about how it correlated and related to my entrepreneurship. It really changed like my faith as well, and it really took a toll on my spirituality and my relationship with God and my spirit team. God and your intuition work hand in hand, and my intuition was screaming at me that this wasn't the right relationship for me. And I remember 2 specific examples. So one is when I found out that he was cheating on me, and I asked God for a sign. I was like doing all the things. I was looking at his phone. I was tracking like his, so I was tracking his GPS, like not actually where he was going, but when he would get home, I would look at where he said he was, and like why was he at that apartment building, or why was he at that condo building, like what's going on here. And I remember asking God for a sign. It was the middle of the winter, like February. It was the same month it is now. Wow, just to realize this was maybe like 4 years ago at this point, 3 years ago. But I asked God for a sign, and I was like, if this man is cheating on me, because of course he was lying and saying I'm not cheating on you, but I'm like, if this man is cheating on me, show me someone in white pants, like make it so clear to me. And I was like, there's no reason why I would be seeing anybody in white pants right now. It's after Labor Day, and again, it's the middle of winter. So I was doing my stalking because I am a master PI. If I want to find out some information, I'm gonna find it out. So I was like background checking these numbers that were calling him, and like some of them even had names on them. So I, in particular, after hunting and digging, I went on Facebook, and lo and behold, the woman he was cheating on me with was wearing white pants in her profile picture. Like, I cannot even make this up. Wearing white pants. Again, the biggest sign from God, like, yep, he's cheating on you. And I remember calling him and just crying, just like, just really upset, and just saying, I know you're cheating on me. Like, I know it for a fact. I don't have any solid proof, but I asked God for a sign, and he gave me that sign. And he just laughed it off, like, you're tripping, like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I told him, like, if you are making me like doubt God, if you are like creating a distance between me and my spirituality and my intuition, you're gonna be punished for that. Like, that is not okay. And he just started laughing. He was just like, whatever. Was he cheating me with that person? Absolutely. Did he finally confess to it? Yep, he sure did. And again, I had already known without even needing any proof. Your relationship with God is so valuable. Your relationship with God is the foundation. It's what keeps you grounded. It's what keeps you rooted. And for me, my foundation of faith and entrepreneurship go hand in hand, because I have to trust God and meet God halfway when it comes to knowing that I deserve success, that I deserve the clientele that I want, that I deserve to be successful at whatever I do. And again, it doesn't have to just be entrepreneurship. It could be that you want to level up at your 9-to-5 job. You can't really do that. To me, you can't really do that if your faith is being crippled by a man. Another example is, this was even prior to me asking God for a sign about white pants. Me and him had we signed a new lease for a bigger place, a 2-bedroom, and the plan was we were going to stay there for a few months and then we were going to move, find a house to buy, was my plan at least. And I remember like going home and like the garage lifting and me thinking while I'm driving and just thinking like, okay, I need to do this for the move and do this. And I just heard a whisper of intuition, like, you're not moving into that place. And I remember like being like, what? Like, yes, I am. Like, I was like, is that my anxiety talking? No, it was my intuition. My intuition was already preparing me and trying to prepare me at least for what was next. Make your faith in yourself, your faith in God be your biggest priority, because again, that is going to shape how you trust the process moving forward. That's going to shape how you trust your journey. That will save you so much headache. And it's so important to lean on your spirit team when you are experiencing hardships, but not only hardships, but good things too. But when you're experiencing hardships, that's when I lean in even more and ask for signs. Like, is this the right thing to do? And if you ask for that sign, they have that removal prayer too. And you know that removal prayer is strong. When you ask God, like, if this is not for me, please remove it from my life. It works so fast. So I would really suggest that if you are experiencing this right now, ask God for a sign, something so specific that you can't deny it. And when you get that sign, listen to it. Don't stay. Because when you stay, you are showing God like, okay, so that's what she wants to settle for. Me and my mom talk about that all the time. Like, if you want one specific thing, but you are settling for another thing, all you're doing is showing God that's what you want. Like, okay, that's what she wants. Like, clearly, like, she said that she wants $1 million, but she's settling for working at McDonald's and not trying. Like, well, I guess we don't need to give her anything else. No. Okay, number 3, your money slows down. All these go hand in hand, honestly, but your money slows down. If your money is slowing down, baby, look at your relationship. Look at your relationship, because sometimes it's not necessarily what you're doing in your business that's wrong. It's who is surrounding you that's wrong. That God does not want you to succeed with these people in your life. And that doesn't even just pertain to your relationship. Like, all of this can pertain to friendships. They can pertain to family members, anything. Utilize this information and these signs in any part of your life, in any aspect of your life. Because baby, I tell you what, the way that I have been succeeding just by focusing on myself, by not being in the wrong relationship, is crazy. I'm making way more money than I was in that relationship. I have had deal after deal close, client after client come into my life. And it's because I allowed myself to let go of the person that was not supposed to be in my life, who wasn't supposed to go to the next level with me. And a lot of times when you are very ambitious and you are with someone who is not right for you, and maybe they're not as ambitious, that can seep into your life too, because you want to be working. Like, there will be times where I needed to work till 7. There will be times that I needed to work on the weekends or just do the things that I needed to do. And this person didn't want me to. Like, I could just see it in his face that, like, anytime that something good would happen to me, he was just like, ew. And you want someone who's going to be supportive of you, who's going to be supportive of your level up and your climb up. So yeah, overall, I just felt really blocked from my desires. And it was partly because this person wasn't aligned even faith-wise like I was. This person wasn't aligned ambition-wise like I was, and didn't have the same idea for their future that I did. But also because I just knew that God was not going to open up certain doors for me without getting rid of this person, without removing this person from my life. And so again, that removal prayer can be very powerful when it comes to being able to finally feel confident enough to release and remove those people from your life who are blocking you from your blessings. Okay, and lastly, and y'all know, if you are familiar with my channel, you know how much that this is so important to me, and that's focusing on you. And so number 5, is it number 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess number 5 is that I was not prioritizing myself. I stopped doing the things that I enjoyed. I stopped focusing on what was gonna make me happy. And instead I was chasing after this person, both physically, not like running after them, but like really keeping an eye on them, especially after this person lost my trust. I was trying to figure out where they were. When this person had I would say a drinking problem, and I would be worried about him drinking and driving, and like if he didn't respond to me, I would be like very nervous about whether he was in jail or he got into a car accident, like if he was alive. Like all of those things really were so persistent in my head that I had no room left to focus on myself. And so one of the biggest things that I started doing towards the end of that relationship, because if y'all are also familiar with my channel, then you know that there was this one specific time, and a lot of things had happened at this point and up to this point, but I remember calling my mom so upset because again, this person was out drinking really late, and I was just like, where are you? Like, what is going on? And he was just like, I don't feel like I have to give you a play-by-play of my life. And that was like so harsh, and it really hurt my feelings. And I called my mom, and I just started crying profusely to her, and she was like, India, I've had enough of this. Snap out of it. She was just like, you need to start focusing on you. Stop focusing on what he's doing. I'm done. I have had enough. And I remember at that moment being like, whoa, okay, I've got to focus on me. And through another YouTuber, I think her name is Maritza, and through, I'll put it in down below, and by reading the book, Why Men Love Bitches, that book changed my life as well. I started to focus more on myself. And anytime I thought about what he was doing, thought about where he was, thought about anything dealing with him, I would do something that made me happy. I would go work out. I would focus on my business, do something for my business. I would read a book, cook, watch a TV show, whatever it was, to get my mind back into centering myself, because it's so important to prioritize yourself. And if this person is draining you to the point where you are only focusing on them, or they only want you to focus on them, they are psychologically messing with your head so that you only focus on them, that's a problem. Because you always need to be the center of your universe. You always need to be the priority of your life, the main focus of your life. Because again, just like they say on an airplane, put your mask on before you put on the other person's oxygen mask before you help other people. That's important in real life. Like, they say that for a reason, because you can't be of aid to anyone if you don't feel good yourself. If you aren't prioritizing yourself, you can't really help anybody else, because you should be your main focus. You, your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health, your emotional health, all of these things should take priority over making sure someone else is good. Because the better you are, the better you can be for other people. And the better you are, the more you exemplify, and you are an example to other people of what happens when you focus on yourself. And I know that I have been an example to people. My breaking up with that man 4 days before my birthday, 5 days before my birthday, was the biggest life-changing thing I've ever done. Honestly, honest to God. Because that was the first time that I didn't need something else catastrophic to happen to know that this person wasn't meant for me. And yes, did he have a lot of great qualities? Sure. But did he have a lot of bad qualities that outweigh the good? Absolutely. And it was time for me to leave that relationship. And it took me realizing all these things that I just said to you guys and more for me to come to the conclusion that it was time for me to move on. It's a hard decision to make. And I'm not saying it's easy. Breaking up with someone isn't easy. And sometimes when your self-esteem isn't good, you feel like you need something catastrophic to happen in order to like let it go, because chaos is what you're used to. And instead of chaos, you choose yourself. Instead of waiting for the other shoe to drop and for the inevitable to happen, you decide yourself that you are the main priority of your life and that it's time to let go of the baggage in your life. You reclaim yourself. You reclaim your happiness. You reclaim and call your energy back to you. And that is, again, it was the most important thing that I've ever done. And since then, my life has just changed so much. And after I broke up with that man, there were so many people who were just like, I'm just so proud of you, because I wouldn't have had the guts to do it. I don't think I would have ever had the guts to break up with him. I probably would have just gotten married to this person. And would I probably have been married to this person by now? Maybe. But I guess we'll never know. And I'm so glad that I didn't put myself through that. And even one of my other friends, she told me that me breaking up with him helped her to see the light in her own relationship. And again, it was because I led by example. And did I do that intentionally? No. Was I doing this so that other people would see and validate me? Absolutely not. It was important to validate myself. And did I boo-hoo cry through that breakup? Sure did. I broke up with him right here on this couch. I sat here, he sat on the other side. And I boo-hoo cried during the whole conversation, asked for my key back, and didn't shed a tear since. Like, I may have actually shed a couple more tears in the morning, but they were more of like, like more overwhelming tears of like, okay, I'm moving on. But that day, y'all know what I did after I broke up with him? I wiped my tears. I finished reading a book from my book club. I went to Pilates, and then I picked my best friend up from the airport and had the best time with her. And even she said, like, that was the first time that I came that it wasn't the first time that she came where I wasn't crying, but one of the first times that she came that I ended a relationship and I was happy. And that showed me too, like, I've made so many positive changes in my life and that it was the right decision. So overall, I think all of this is just showing you that the wrong man will drain you dry. And so when I also got out of this relationship, bonus, I wrote down how I wanted a relationship to feel. I wrote down the qualities I wanted in my partner, that I wanted in my future husband. I wrote it out so that it was clear to me. So that way, as I am dating and, you know, exploring and figuring out who's meant for me, that I'm not wasting my time on repeating the same patterns. And have I been perfect? Absolutely not. Like, to be honest, I took a break and have been celibate for the past year, have not dated anyone, have not, you know, I just really took some time to focus on myself and prioritize myself, because I realized, and it's so funny because I have a journal that I just recently looked at that I wrote when I was 11, and I was boy crazy even when I was 11. And I realized, like, this is the first time in 33 years that I haven't focused on a man, that I haven't prioritized a man, that I haven't thought about a man, that I haven't felt like I needed a man in order for my life to be complete. And it all started with realizing that I've got to be there for me. That at the end of the day, when I die, it is just me and God. And I want to live the best life possible. And it's not possible for me to live the best life if I am allowing people to be in my life who don't belong there. If I'm allowing myself to settle. Don't settle for good enough. Trust that when you release things that don't belong in your life, that you are leaving room for God to bring in what does belong, for God to bring in better things, better opportunities, better people, a better relationship, your future husband. You can't have and find your future husband, the person that's meant for you. Okay, my camera died, so we're just gonna finish the podcast episode like this, at least for my YouTube channel. You can't have and welcome in the person who's supposed to be in your life if you are allowing people who don't belong to stay. So it's important to trust that when you release things that aren't meant for you, that you are allowing better things to come into your life. And that's all I have to say. I hope that this episode was very enlightening for you. I hope that it shows you and is a signal to you that, A, if you're in the wrong relationship, I hope that this was the message that you needed. I truly believe, and I'm one of those people that thinks that that what I need is going to present itself exactly when I need it to. And so if you came across this episode, maybe it's exactly what you needed. And again, there's no pressure to change right now, but revisit this video as many times as you need to get the courage to move forward in your life, to trust that the right people will find you, the right opportunities will find you when you release what is not meant for you. So I hope this episode was helpful. If you liked it, I would love a 5-star rating on either YouTube, Spotify, Apple, whatever platform you were listening or viewing this on. And I hope that you have a great Valentine's Day. I'm single this year and I feel great about it. I'm going to spend time with my friends on Valentine's Day, and that is good enough for me. That is more than good enough for me, because I know that when the right person comes in my life, they will find me. I don't have to go searching for them. I don't have to put pressure on myself for them to come into my life. They will. It'll be a natural thing that happens. And trust that that is meant for you too. So I hope this serves as inspiration for you. And I hope you have a great Valentine's Day and a great weekend. And as always, I will talk to you guys later.